and welcome viewers to a special Man Cave Media Network special edition of the Down East Prep Report. It's the all-area lacrosse team show, boys and girls all-area lacrosse team show. I'm Steve Goodson, along with my co-host today, Chris Miller. I have with me girls all-area lacrosse player of the year, Berkeley Whiterock.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Rising junior. I can say that now. How about that?
Yeah.
Rising junior from Croatan High School. And then I'm going to plop over here real quick, and you see there's an empty spot beside Berkeley. Let's just imagine that Dane Sparks is right there. Dane was also from Croatan High School. And he's graduate. He just graduated. So he's no longer a senior. He's a graduated senior. Croatan High School, and Dane was our boys all area player of the year. Last minute, Dane had something come up, and so he couldn't join us. But we're still going to go over the ladies and the men's all area team. We'll talk to Berkeley and. We're going to have a great show. So you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. So before we get in and start announcing the show, the teams, you want to give us a recap like we did with the other sports, just about the season. You followed, the lacrosse teams for the whole season, boys and girls, start to finish. So if you don't mind, giving us kind of a recap, standout teams, how they did during the playoffs and stuff. And stuff like that.
Well, surprise, surprise! Croatan boys, Croatan girls were the alpha dogs of area high school lacrosse in our area. So you got to give the Cougars credit, both Coach Benson and Coach Nick Moore. Credit to them and their players for being the standard programs, and those they get those kids out at a young age and get them to work hard at pretty early in the process, and so by the time they're a junior, senior, they're veterans. And so they've been through, of course, a lot of them, like Berkeley, play at a high level away from high school. So Croatan knows what they're doing, on both sides, boys and girls. And Berkeley, am I right that maybe both programs, the boys and girls, y'all motivate each other, don't they? Don't y'all?
Supports come more from the girls program than the boys sometimes, but I think as the season went on, you have the select few that really give support. Like mainly the sophomores do a really good job of supporting each other. Well, juniors now, I guess, do a good job of supporting each other, but some choose to and some don't. So that kind of affects the program.
Well, I would think, and I'm going to take your side. I think the boys are scared that they're going to get showed up by the girls. so they obviously maybe are a little bit reserved, and their egos may be a little bit bigger. How about that?
Yeah, and the girls teams don't big time us like the boys.
Yeah, Dane. Oh, Dane's not sitting over there. That's right. Okay.
So, but you got to credit the other, Swansboro girls. They continue to get better and have some really great players. And then I know Jacksonville had a little bit of a struggle this year. White Oak continues to take those very small baby steps, but those girls continue to play hard. Again, Croatan sets the standard. And Northside girls had a little bit of a struggle year, but the Northside boys,
they had a banner year for them.
Yeah.
I mean, the best season probably, I think, in program history.
Yeah, and Jacksonville boys had a solid season as well. So it's lacrosse continues to grow and grow in Eastern North Carolina, and we'll see how both boys and girls do in the next 4 or 5 years or so.
Well, and my only addition to that is when you have players like the one sitting across from me that play at such a high level. You have her former teammate now, Maddie Sutton, who is a great player. Addison King at Swansboro, who's coming back next year. All three of those ladies made All-State along with several other players. It's kind of crazy to think that lacrosse hasn't been in the schools that long.
Yeah.
I mean, less than 10 years across the board. And we're getting these results already. Yeah. So exciting times.
Again, credit to schools, credit the coaches, credit the kids. for their hard work. I think everything comes together, and you get teams like Croatan girls and boys who take care of business.
I give credit to the military because if it wasn't for the military, I don't know that lacrosse would have made the inroads in the schools, in the communities that it did. A lot of military folks have moved to the area, moved from north of the Mason-Dixon line, New Jersey, Nebraska is north of the Mason-Dixon. But anyway, I would give credit to a lot of military folks who really kind of spearheaded that to happen, and then the locals, the quote locals, kind of picked up on it, and it's given kids an alternative in the spring to playing something besides baseball or soccer or whatever.
So if White Oak had a boys lacrosse team,
I would have probably, if I used to be in shape at one point in time, if I could have, I was a pretty good little field athlete in
you would have been the goalkeeper
in track and field. No, in track and field, I threw the shot put and discus, went to state all 4 years, state finals all 4 years. If I could have done that and done lacrosse, I would have done Berkeley, what's the least amount of running that you can do playing lacrosse on the boys side? Besides the goal, obviously the goalie, a defender that plays like right in front of the goal or something.
Probably, honestly, the guys' game is different because you're having people. It's like I would say more like box lacrosse or hockey. There's constantly having people sprint off the field. So if you want shorter amounts of running, probably attack or defense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one would I get to hit people more?
Defense.
All right. I'm all about hitting.
And I will say this: boys lacrosse coaches, they yell and they fuss. That's all you do. You have players coming and going, and they fuss and yell, and like it's nobody's business. The girls' coaches, like Nick Moore, I'm sure he does his fair share of fussing, and Jamie Sanchez, we all know she does.
I get to them first.
But they seem to be a little bit more mellowed out and nice people to work with. The boys' coaches are just.
Well, I will tell you this: after watching some video of Berkeley playing travel lacrosse the last 2 or 3 weeks, I think I would rather play with the boys because I would hate to get hit by the ball that she shot at me because she's slinging it, man. She is slinging it. All right, let's get in. So we're gonna jump in to the all area team, and we'll get that displayed on up here, and because there's names like that. Izzy, I'm going to let you take care of all the names and take care of this. And
Izzy Alvarez.
I'll just control the clicker. So you go.
We'll just say Izzy Alvarez. Okay. And again, I know Jacksonville had a little bit of a struggle this year, but she's a high quality goalkeeper. I know the numbers may not reflect it, but because she has some young talent around her, but she's high quality. I see a bright future for her beyond high school. So then we have a young lady that Burke, you'll probably be familiar with, Sunny Johnson. She seems to be a pretty cool kid.
Yeah, she definitely is.
You have any funny stories about her or anything?
Oh, plenty.
That you can share with us.
Probably
not.
So many, just lots of laughs. I would say.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think Sunny is an appropriate name for her. Am I right there?
Oh, absolutely.
But then I think she was defensive player of the year. I think Berkeley was offensive player of the year in the conference, and Sunny was defensive player of the year in that conference. But joining on the first team is Evelyn Parker. She was another good player for y'all this year, and she. I think she's a repeat first team all area player. We look at freshman defender Mackenzie Stevens. Being a freshman, she held her own and had 95 ground balls, 54 calls turnovers. So she was able to really boost the Vikings a little bit in their improvement. Moving forward, we have junior defender Lily Whitehead. We had her early on the show, early on the podcast, and a great player. She's a repeat first team player, a 3-time first team player, Malaya Kilgore. Berkeley, she's another fantastic player for y'all. What does she bring to the team?
I think she kind of balances the team out. She's a lefty midfielder. And she plays, I know she's a defender on her travel team. So we're throwing her into a midfield position for Croatan.
Uh-huh.
So kind of putting her in something that's a little different than maybe what she's usually used to.
Mm-hmm.
But she does a really good job balancing out our offense and really just keeping it rolling
Oh.
if we can work it together.
But she's a rising senior, but she's made first team all area for 3 years in a row. Young lady, Addison King. We talked about her before. Great player. Steve, she's going to committed to Campbell.
Yep.
3-time first team all area. 74 goals, 31 assists. Young lady. I don't think we ever talked about her before. Berkeley Wyrock.
No, and she is. So right now she's tied for the most appearances on Downey's prep report with 2. So this is your second appearance, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So later this afternoon we're going to have Coach who's Josiah Zamora from Jacksonville Cardinals. He will actually go ahead of you. So you're tied with him and Cannon McBride for most appearances.
Yeah.
But Josiah Zamora will actually be breaking that because he'll be coming on for the 3rd time.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, great player. I've just enjoyed Berkeley. I've just enjoyed getting to know you and just watching highlights of you play. You attack it, man. You get after it, and I love it. It's just aggressiveness.
92
a
goals.
beast. I'll just say a beast, man. How about that?
92 goals. That's that doesn't come easy. You
No.
make it look easy.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
But we have Berkeley, first teamer yet again. Moving forward, we have Maddie Floyd. She as an attack, 24 goals, 8 assists. She's just one of those other players that really boosted the Pirates this year. And Mariah Reeves, a senior, 24 goals. And again, another one of those players that the Vikings really used to help them improve this year. Riley Reynolds for Jacksonville, another attacking player, 24 goals. Again, Cardinals had a little bit of a down year, had some had some young players, but with their tough schedule and her being able to do what she was able to do, she definitely was had a good season. And then Maddie, we had her with Berkeley a couple months ago, and just a 4-time first team all area player, 80 goals, 23 assists. So, and y'all, Berkeley, you're gonna miss something, aren't you?
I will. Yeah.
What did she bring to the team the last couple of years?
Well, I just think it's another good player on your team. Everybody, I think you should go into it doing your own job. So more worrying about what you're going to do for the team than what others. But it really helped having another person that can really just connect with on the field. It just makes your job easier because you don't have to, boss everyone around. So if I have one more person on my side that can help me out,
That's awesome.
So you were the good teammate. You let her be the bad teammate.
No.
Good cop, bad cop. So before we get to the second team, I just want to say, so the thing I noticed about that is 12 players, 10 underclassmen, only 2 seniors. Again, Lacrosse heading in a great direction. Obviously, you guys are losing Maddie. How many seniors are you guys losing this year?
2 or 3.
Or did you lose, I guess you'd say.
2 or 3.
Yeah. So you got the core coming back. Swansville's got a core coming back. So there's going to continue to be some really good lacrosse played here in our area. So I'll get back to just wanted to let you pronounce the names and me provide the commentary. How about that?
Yeah, well, I'll if we can't pronounce the last names, we'll just say first.
Yeah,
name.
we'll just we'll give the abbreviation.
But Kara for Swansboro, I know Jamie over at Swansboro. I think he's very highly of her, and she did a good job yet again. I think she's been she's been a starter since her freshman year, so she's really come on and gotten better over the years. Rolula for Northside, she provided some senior leadership for the Monarchs when they really needed some. Caitlin for Croatan, one of those young players that really stepped up for the Cougars. I mean, we all know how great Berkeley and Maddie and Malaya were, but Caitlin and even Caroline Boyd, young players that really stepped up, filled some holes, and played really well. I think Coach Moore really spoke highly of those 2 young ladies as well. Eva for Jacksonville. Again, just tough schedule, but produced some good numbers. Peyton for Swansboro, a team leader for the Pirates, and really interested, really excited to see her as a senior next year in volleyball and lacrosse. Caroline for Hodges for White Oak, same thing, just solid play. Kylie, experienced player, she's gonna actually be playing in that bowl, got invited to play in that bowl city invitation, which is kind of like an East-West game in Durham. So that's a big deal. I know a couple of the Croatan players got selected for boys, got selected in that. So congrats to her. Marina for Northside, again, which is one of those attacking players that had a good season. Claire for Swansboro. Sophia for Croatan, and Alana for Northside. Just good midfielders and good defenders for to help these teams improve throughout the season.
Again, looking at the list, 12 players, 2 seniors. Kylie from White Oak, and then how did you say it? Anaya from Northside. So the rest, again, underclassmen, and just it just bodes well for soccer. So let's
Lacrosse.
get. I'm sorry, it bodes well for lacrosse. So let's get the drum roll, and we know who our player of the year is. Obviously, I'll let you talk more about Berkeley.
Yeah, just I think you said it right. Just a beast of a player, unstoppable. You don't want to get in front of her when she shoots because it's she has a powerful shot, and we're going to talk to her about that here shortly. But.
Yeah, and I actually got into a text thread conversation with a coach about it, so like you during high school the season, like got some penalties or something,
Yeah.
because you're shooting the ball too hard. Or so, can you explain?
I can explain.
Can you explain that? Because I'm like, it just doesn't sound right. Because you're so much better than everybody, they're going to penalize you or whatever. Explain it to me if you would, because I think I understand it, but you probably would be better to explain it to me.
I think towards, or maybe like middle to end of season, I think I went on like a 6-game streak where I got a yellow card like every single game for it.
Yeah.
And it really just depends on the refs, because I'm not going to take, everybody knows I'm not that type of player to take a dangerous shot.
Yeah.
Like there's multiple opportunities. And I think I also shoot from far out.
Yeah.
So if I'm shooting from the 12 and there's defenders around it, I can shoot through a window, and I think they think I'm going to hit them. And like they get scared by the speed of my shot. But once like throughout the season, like if I had a usual ref, they know how I shoot.
Yeah.
And like in the East Chapel Hill game, the Final Four game, I shot from like the 12 and made it. And like one of the girls was like, "Oh my gosh, how is that not dangerous shooting?" And like I think it was Keith, one of the guy refs, he was like, This is just how she shoots. She's not shooting in a dangerous way. You're the one jumping in front of the ball."
Yeah, I just, it just is very awkward. I mean, I relate it to a pitcher who is on the pitching mound and throwing a very fast pitch, and potentially he may throw the ball inside a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Or he may just throw it right down the middle, but you're penalizing someone for
being good.
I mean,
if I would shoot it and I would hear the whistle and I just see them digging in their pocket, I just start running off the field.
Yeah, you knew what it was. And was it like a minute penalty or 2 minute penalty?
It's a 2-minute penalty, and I would go in the box, and you could hear people in the stands like, "Oh my gosh, like that's not right." The coaches are like, "Don't worry, Berkeley. I didn't hit anybody. I never hit anybody."
So does that ever happen? I would think I know the answer to this. Does that ever happen because you played travel at a extremely high level up north in New Jersey or up in the northeastern part of the country? Does that ever? I mean, I know there's potential dangerous shots, but in general, you're not going to get called for that.
No.
Playing in those high level tournaments.
No, you may have a ref here and there that has a little power trip.
Yeah.
But I mean, like coming from this weekend, like the whistle, especially, they're only 20-minute halves. They're not quarters. So the clock is running. So the refs don't really have a need to blow the whistle. Also, the higher level you get, yes, they're aggressive, but it's they foul less.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
more clean.
Yeah.
So they don't have to blow the whistle as much, especially in shooting. They don't have to worry about people hitting.
They can just be out there and just let you guys play.
Yeah, let us play.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
Steve, Berkeley fires the ball so hard she broke her stick in the in the regional final.
Wow.
Yeah,
I hate to bring that up because it was such a big game, and I remember watching you were warming up on another stick, but for people, can you explain? Because for people who may not be aware, that took some adjustment, didn't it?
Yeah. My mom always tells me that you should be able to play with any stick. But,
and by the way, Mom is sitting in the audience. Mom, we have Dane would slide over if you want to come join us. Trust me, at any point in time and contribute, Mom.
Yeah.
So you can come over any point in time, Mom, that you want to. Go ahead.
But yeah, I'm talking about that. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. Another thing I will mention that I do have a custom stick that's designed especially for me. So when I don't have that and I'm using someone else's, it's a very different feeling, especially in a game like that. And I think it was in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I broke it. I was playing defense on a girl and it just snapped in half. And I'm like running off the field like, no. And Coach Ford was like, oh my gosh. Anyways, my dad, I run to the fence. I'm like, Dad, you have to get my stick. And he's just driving home and he brings it back in the third quarter. And a girl named Victoria, she's a track. She went to states at Croatan. And I just like look over and I see her just sprinting towards the parking lot to get it. But I mean, it was definitely an adjustment because I just had to use someone's stick from the sideline. And, they're not always the same as mine.
Well, I mean, it's what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this sounds weird. I used to have a specific disc when I threw the discus in high school. I had 3 or 4 discs, but I just liked the way it felt in my hand. I know that sounds weird because they're all the same. They're with that particular, weight device. They all have to be within a certain, parameter, diameter, but they all had to be the same weight. But it just something felt right when I was throwing that particular disc in my hand. I'm sure the stick was the same way.
Yeah.
So anyway, do we want to keep going? You want to talk to her and then come back? And,
let's talk to her
and revisit the boys after that. Okay. So we'll come back to the boys and we'll do the interview with you. I'll pull that up, but we'll do the interview with you. So we're just going to lob questions back and forth. Obviously, I haven't had a chance to delete Dane. We can ask a question of Dane. I don't know that he'll respond. But so we're going to lob questions back and forth, and then we share these with you, and then of course, rapid fire, which we have not shared with you, but you're familiar with. So you got the first one.
Yeah. So Berkeley, I mentioned the 92 goals that you had this year. All area player of the year, conference player of the year offensively, and then all American. What does a typical week of preparation look like for you to stay at that high level?
I will say I know people on my team and people in the community know I do a lot of work, but I don't think they truly know how much time I do spend on it. So it varies if I'm in school, if I'm out of school. We can talk about it if I was in season. So if I was in season, I'd have practice till 5, and like I lift weights and I go to the field on my own. So usually my mom would pick me up. And drive me straight to the gym. And I'd wear my practice clothes to the gym. And then I'd go from the gym and then I'd go and get extra reps at the field by myself. So I'm usually doing 2-a-days, even in the summer, like especially now. I can't practice with my travel team all the time. They're up north. So I really have to make sure I'm staying on top of my stuff. And lacrosse evolves so fast. You have to stay on top of what's new. And especially here, that's why lacrosse is slower building in North Carolina where it is in the Mecca of Maryland or New Jersey. So you have to really like get on top of what. So I, even in the summer, I'll go to the gym and I go to the field, or I go to the field and the gym. So I'm constantly doing something every day, whether it's recovery or grinding, So I think it's important for girls to know, like, you can do it. It just does take a lot of time and work.
So let me ask you this, in the midst of all that, you said your mom's taking you around everywhere. Have you had time to squeeze in driver's ed? And tell me about that.
Yeah. last summer, my schedule was a little different than it is now. So
Yeah.
I got my permit like 2 months later.
Cool.
So I should be getting my license in like a month.
Nice.
She'll probably be like, phew, I don't have to drive everywhere every day.
No, trust me. My son did a lot of traveling, and she may not admit it now, but when that time is over, she's going to be heartbroken.
Yeah.
You're not. I know. My son played in his last major tournament in soccer, and we had been the night before. We had played in the state cup in North Carolina for his travel team. Played up there on Friday. Played up there on Saturday. Drove back to Jacksonville for his senior prom. Got up at 4:00 next morning Sunday. Drove back up to Greensboro for the soccer game.
Wow.
That he played. We got in the car. They lost the game. He got in the car. It was the championship. He lost the game. We got in the car, and he looked at me. He said, "Dad, it's been a ride, man. We've had, and we just talked about just the ride that had been on since he was 10 years old. Honestly, just traveling all over to Alabama, traveling everywhere to play. So I don't know if she'll admit it or not, but she's gonna miss those times. But anyway,
Did he have a good time at prom?
do I know?
Did he have a good time?
He had a good time at prom. He slept from Jacksonville to Greensboro. Slept probably the first half of the game too, because they got smoked in the game. But anyway. So during the season, teams started putting 3 defenders on you as the schedule got tougher when you started playing, and obviously how you're playing. How did you mentally flip that into a compliment as opposed to just a burden?
Well, during the interview, I was like, I mean, I'll take that as a compliment any day that they're willing to send out of 7 defenders, they're willing to send 3 to me as a threat. And I would rather be seen as a threat and have some trouble the whole game than them see me as not a threat,
Yeah.
And I think that's also sometimes it's hard because I'm like, wow, I'm still scoring many goals a game, but I have to go through every goal I go through is so like I have to work so hard for it because they're putting so much on me. Not my team. Well, my other the other team I'm playing. They're they're just coming all at me full force. So obviously, and I think that's why I get so hyped because I'm like, wow, I just almost died. My life just flashed before my eyes.
It's rewarding.
Yeah, it's very rewarding. Yeah.
So, and of course, we talked, a couple of weeks ago, and Coach Moore called you a natural leader, and you do put a lot of expectations on yourself and everyone around you. Berkeley, how do you push your teammates without putting too much pressure on them? You want to push them and make sure they play at a high level, but you don't want to come across a certain way. Is that kind of hard?
For me, it's not hard because I want the game to grow here, and I think I'm always encouraging girls to try lacrosse, because this is my life and I enjoy it. But I'm also not going to let them think it's easy because lacrosse is a very competitive sport.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot. And if I'm going to give a lot, I expect you to give a lot. But I'm always open arms and they know that. So, I may be like, come on. I've never yelled at them.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in a huddle once, but it was never directed at one person. And I'm never going to critique them and then not tell them they did a good job when they fixed it. So I think there's a reward in that when I do correct them. And a lot of girls do want to learn and they do want corrections. Like, I still need corrections and I got my tail chewed this weekend at a tournament. So I know how that feels. But, you like the bill of her hat was touching my forehead when she was talking to me.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, that's scary. But I will take that. I want that advice. Like I traveled there for that advice. And I know girls who are starting at Croatan, they want that advice too. You don't want to be just left there like, oh, I'm playing bad. I don't know what to fix. Like, that's why I'm here to, help you out. And the girls know that I'm off the field. They can come up to me. They can ask me anything. Exactly. And I think that's more welcoming when I give them advice. They're more welcome to take it because I'm not just a brat to them. Yeah.
Well, so go ahead.
How much do you let your play also do the talking as far as that leadership too? If they see the best player on the team is working hard and do you think that resonates with the younger girls as well?
I think it definitely does. Also, I think sportsmanship has a hand in it. I'm no matter how chippy the other team gets or whether they talk to me or not, I never respond with a smart response. So they've seen me have my temper controlled, but there is times when you do have to get frustrated because this isn't just an easy sport.
Yeah.
You know, and I expect everyone to give just as much effort. It's a team effort. Whether I'm the best player on the team or not, I expect all of them to give 100%
Exactly.
or more. So I think when it advice or critiques, whether I'm angry or whether I'm not, I think they know when I'm serious because at practice I'm always goofing around, always laughing, but I know when I have to be serious. And I think that's really good for the girls to have a person like that on the team as a leader mentality. They're like, okay, Berkeley's being serious, I gotta be serious. If she's joking, I can joke, but I need to know when I need to do my job.
Exactly.
So a couple things from that. And it doesn't surprise me. You're the type of player, you know, a coach, and talking from the coaching perspective, a coach knows their players. Some kids you got to treat with kid gloves. You yell at them, they'll shut down, and they'll be basket cases. You're not that type of player. I'm not saying rage just uncontrollably, but you see that as motivation, right? When a coach kind of gets in you with the hat up in your face, almost like a challenge, maybe. Yeah. I mean, that's how you see it.
I mean, I'll just go ahead and tell you the story.
Yeah.
What happened this weekend? My coach sees potential in me.
Yeah.
And, you know, she knows who wants it and who doesn't. So she's going to give advice to those who want to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just wasn't having the best game. She knows what type of player I am. And I come off the field after doing something I probably shouldn't have, making a play I shouldn't have. And I look up and I see her looking at me and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know it's coming. Just give it to me. And she's like, points her finger like this. And I'm like, she's like right here. And she's like telling me basically like to get my head out of my butt.
She gave you the business.
She did. But I needed it. And she knows I'm that type of player that can take it. And I would so rather have you in my face telling me what I need to get done than just pulling me off the sideline and not telling me what I wasn't doing right. But you know, I made the correction and then she clapped it up. She's screaming for me on the sideline. So I think also going back to the last question you asked me, girls need validation. Some players don't need validation. I don't need validation, but when I'm having a hard game and I get a correction and I fix it, I want to know that they recognize that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need I mean, it's okay to constructive criticism in a loud manner, but when that's corrected, hey, thank me for, congratulate me for it. I want to go back on two things real quick. One thing, I'll ask you the question about the small window is shooting in a second. But before I do that, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, we mentioned earlier that you were All-American. You and I had a little conversation off air.
Yes.
I said, hey, we can talk about it or not. You said, sure, we'll talk about it. So you just had some pretty good stuff happen. I'm assuming the last week or so, last couple of days or whatever. Can you tell us a little bit about what's occurred? And I'll tell you congratulations before you tell us, but go ahead if you don't mind.
So a few weeks ago, I drove up. There's 12 tryout spots in America for the U.S. national team.
Okay.
And so I tried out in Maryland, which is lacrosse mecca, but I was like, might as well try out there. And I found out today on the way up here that I advanced to the combine.
Okay.
So I'll be going to a 4-day combine training camp with Team USA.
Oh, awesome. And when is that?
That's at the end of July. And they also do a player ranking on you.
Yep.
And I was rated a 5 overall, which is the highest you can get, which is top 25 players in the nation.
I'm going to get her autograph before she leaves here because we're going to be seeing her playing in the Olympics one day, man. So anyway, that's awesome. Congratulations. Now let's talk about that window. You mentioned it before. Coach Moore talked about your ability to find that small window and shoot with control, even from distance. Is that something you've always been able to do? My thought is probably not, but is it something that you had developed with a lot of work?
Oh, that's something that I still haven't perfected it. Yeah. I mean, like you have trouble. I had trouble this weekend with it. You know, that I think that was probably the most out of all my lacrosse skills. That was what I spent most time on.
Yeah.
I think I've spent almost 2 years trying to master it, and I still haven't mastered it. And the strength has come from not just lacrosse, but, you know, doing physical things to advance me physically and my strength. But Jamie helped me with that.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that's definitely I was not born
That's a
with that.
work in progress. It's a work in
It's
progress.
still a work in progress,
That's
and I
awesome.
have a lot to go on that one.
That's awesome.
And I did want to mention, we did have Coach Sanchez and a couple of her Swansburg girls on here a couple months ago, and credit her, and I know you credit her a lot too, Berkeley. She coaches at Swansboro, and there's no secret that the Swansboro Pirates and the Croatan Cougars are lacrosse rivals, but you still maintain to have a close relationship with her, and she speaks really highly of you, and so there's you put those rivalries aside because she and you care about the betterment of lacrosse.
Yeah.
So how do y'all make that work?
I think another thing people need to realize is that yes, there's school rivalries, but we're all playing the same sport and doing it for the same reason. So, like on the field, I can joke with all of them. Like Jamie's on the sideline joking with me when I'm on the field. She probably shouldn't be doing that, but we can go back and forth, and it makes lacrosse fun. You know, you always want to have that team that you're looking forward to playing.
Yeah.
And me and Jamie are really close, and she helped me, you know, kind of step up to help me do things I'm doing now. So I don't think there would ever be a time or a reason where I'd be like, oh, Swansboro hate week, I'm not talking to you. So, and honestly, sometimes she'll text me and she's like, Berkeley, don't forget about me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm traveling or whatever. And then I'll text her because, you know, we're on different time stances.
Yeah.
I'm traveling for lacrosse. She's about to be traveling for lacrosse. So we try to keep up. And
Are you a better player than she is? I mean, she can still hold her own, but
yeah, she can hold her own.
Can you take her one-on-one?
Yes, I could take her one-on-one. We went to the field last weeks ago,
Well,
maybe months ago, before my season started again, and I was like, Jamie, let's 1v1. Like, come on. And she's like, Berkeley, no, we are not 1v1. You're gonna break my ankles. She's like, I'm too old for this.
Yeah. So, and I did want to say, to improve your shot, you just need a picture of Coach Moore on the wall. And you can fire shots at him. And
Please, I'll take one of those. I'm just kidding, Coach Moore.
But Berkeley, you just finished your sophomore year, so you have 2 more years of high school. When you think about where this program could accomplish before you graduate in 2 years, and that 2 years is going to go by pretty fast. Yeah. Where do you want to see out of the Cougars kind of going forward before you graduate?
I just want to see improvement. You know, I put a lot of energy into the new girls, and like that lacrosse season takes a lot of energy out of all the girls, especially me as a captain, you know, and I want the team to improve. Like winning is a plus side of that, but being a part of a team, we want to grow them as young ladies as well. That's what I've learned through the years. A sport makes them mentally strong, physically strong. You want them to be able to improve on and off the field. So I just want to see girls who've taken things I've given them as advice and, you know, turn them around and use them this season, which I already saw that happen. Like I've been like talking about things all season of this. And I saw that in the last few weeks of season, they took my advice and they put it into their game, and it obviously got us to the 4th round. So I'd like to see more improvement on that.
Nice. Last question for me, and then Chris has got another one. So you guys fell to East Chapel Hill in the regional final, 48 minutes from state, as you put it.
Yes.
How does that fuel what you're doing this summer, heading into the season?
That's a good question. I think, you know, that's just a perk of going into this summer. Like that excitement and your want to win that goes into my recruiting summer, right? So it kind of just got me pumped up. I'm like, this season's ending, but this one's beginning. And then this is the summer where all the girls get to learn new things, bring it into the fall season, into the next spring season. So, you know, we're learning things that we need to correct from the last game, but they're learning it at maybe a different level or whatever level they're at. But, you know, a lot of juniors now going into the recruiting summer, they're more focused on that now. So they're probably taking that as a relief and
Yep.
getting, relaxed and trying to just stay focused on what's going on this summer.
And you talk the piggyback off the recruiting process. What do you want college coaches to know while you start this process? What do you want them to know that goes beyond your stats?
Probably me as a person.
Uh-huh.
I've heard many coaches and even my recruiter preach that they're not just they can find a good lacrosse player anywhere, but they want someone who's gonna get along in the locker room. And I think I'm a good fit for that as a person. And I want them to truly see that I can be on the field and play and work hard and be gritty, because I'm a very hard worker. And I think they would know that I'm going to work as hard as I can for that in the college sport. But I want them to also know that how I am as a person. And I think just knowing I would be a really good addition to the team. Because you're going to be spending a lot of time there. You're going to be a family.
Yeah.
Right. And you want people who can get along with each other and who can support each other. So I think that's what I want them to know about me.
Awesome. All right, rapid fire. Here we go. I know this one, but I still got to ask it. Shooting or passing?
Shooting.
Shooting.
Best goal of this past season?
There's many. Probably against Seaforth, there was like 15 seconds left, and I did like a jump shot. And like I could just hear like the stands just like erupt.
Was it a dangerous shot?
It was not. It was not.
Toughest opponent you guys played this year?
I'm gonna say East Chapel Hill.
Okay.
I think we asked you this before, but walk-up song.
I'm asking you because I love music. You know I love that. What's your walk-up song?
Do I Want to Know by the Arctic Monkeys?
That's right. I remember Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah.
And what was the song? That's not the same song that plays when you score.
That is.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
One word for the Croatan girls this coming season.
I'm going to say hungry.
Hungry.
Yeah.
Like it.
Dream college lacrosse program.
There's a few. There's a few.
Go ahead.
I can go Gators. I'd probably say Florida.
Florida.
I think Stanford's a good one. Duke, Navy.
Does Carolina not rate up there anywhere? UNC?
Okay, UNC's definitely up there. Like, they're definitely up on my list, but I haven't been to their campus yet.
I mean, I appreciate all the other ones, but I'm a UNC. I'm a UNC homer, right?
I know.
We had the Ava from East Duplin softball, and she came in the other day wearing an NC State shirt, and I'm like, I just don't know that I'm going to interview you because you're wearing NC.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean all those other lacrosse programs.
I'll be visiting UNC in July.
Okay,
So
all right.
I'll report back.
I'm a member of the Educational Foundation. I'm about to. I give them money, NIL money. I'm about to put in some good words for you. So okay. Last question. Besides you, obviously you can't do it. Teammate, you want the ball in the hands of in a tight game. And it's got to be this coming year. Maybe before it might have been Maddie Sutton, but coming this next season, teammate that you want the ball in the stick or the weave or the web in a tight game.
I'm going to go with Malaya. And I think right behind her would be Caroline Boyd,
Right.
just because I think they can work well to like Malaya. I can trust that she can. She has the stick skills to do it, but I know Caroline can work really well with the team and really keep the system moving.
Yep.
So I'd put probably both of them, whoever's on the field at the time.
Awesome. Do you got anything else?
Yeah, a little bit of a tough one, but going into next year, who are some of the under the radar players that people may not be familiar with that you think are really going to step up next season?
From Croatan? Caitlin Ferguson.
Uh-huh.
I already saw improvement out of her throughout the season. I think, Sunny has been named defensive, player of the year, but I still think she's a little bit under the radar. And I don't think people will expect that as much. So I'm going to go Caitlin, Sunny, Bethany. I think
Your goalkeeper?
No, Avery is our goalkeeper.
Yeah, Avery, that's right, yeah.
Avery's definitely, I saw so much improvement out of her. As a person, she's a great person. Yeah. And I think she played, a year? and she made already 100 saves this season. It is basically her first starting season. So I want to say her. Honestly, pretty much the whole team. I think some of them went unnoticed, but they did help, pull out some wins this season. So probably the freshman class, they're sophomore class now.
Yeah.
I hope they do use their athletic ability and work on their own, because I can only do so much for them. So if they decide to use it, I think them. Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
No, that was fun.
This is great. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take a break, and then we'll come back and do the boys team. But I want to tell you, I appreciate you. I think you're awesome. You're an awesome young lady. Congratulations, all area player of the year. 2 more years coming. Good luck this summer. Good luck up at the combine. Good luck with the with the travel schedule. And again, congratulations on the all area team, and congratulations to all of the young ladies that were named to the first and second team. The area continues to produce soccer talent at a remarkable level. It's just happening quick. And you saw those rosters, and it's proof that putting in the work, like Berkeley talked about a lot, putting in the work during the off season is really what matters. So Berkeley is just getting started. 2 more years of Croatan, and then there's no telling what's next for the young lady. So with that, we're going to take a slight break, and we'll be back to cover the boys all area team. So thank you, girl. Appreciate it a bunch. All right, we're back. What a great interview with Berkeley Rock. Fantastic young lady, and bright future for her. Things ahead at Croatan the next 2 years, as well as this summer as she travels everywhere to play lacrosse. All right, Chris, so let's hop in, and I'm going to share the all-area boys lacrosse team with you, and you can make some go ahead and make some comments and tell us where we are.
Well, surprise, surprise. Croatan won the state championship last year and made another deep playoff run this year, and just fell a little short. But the first team is going to be a lot of Croatan Cougars, just because they continue to be the alpha dog. Like I said before, you have Hunter Slicker, a sophomore goalkeeper, 196 saves, and a 7.7 goals against average. So in boys lacrosse, that's pretty good. You have Bo Boyd. He was one of their key defensive players. Had a really strong defense. So he, you look at his numbers: 55 ground balls, 51 takeaways. But he just was a great presence defensively for the Cougars. Same thing for Brian Griffin. He may not have impressive numbers, but that means he's doing his job. 58 ground balls. But he's a third-time first teamer. So obviously he's one of the best players we have in the area. And then we have a young man, Drake Hopkins, a junior defender. Excuse me. 90 ground balls for a very good Northside boys team. So I think that was a pretty strong defense.
Yeah, and that's and like we said, they really Northside had a good year this year, best in program history. So they're on the rise.
And then what people are not familiar with lacrosse, it's just like hockey. It's important to win the face-off, because when you win the face-off, if you win those, then you get going, and you're putting the defense on its heels instead of you being on the heels. So Tyler Oakes, he was a good midfielder, 116 ground balls, but his main thing was 235 face-offs won. So that's that was pretty impressive. And like I said, when he's the one that got that turned the key and got the engine going for the Cougars. You talk Alex Perry, a senior. I talked to him earlier this season. Just a tremendous player, a good goal scorer, 37 goals, 38 ground balls, 12 assists. So a well-balanced Jacksonville Cardinal team, and against a very tough schedule for the Cardinals. So congrats to Alex. Wyatt Peterson, midfielder, face-off specialist, 152 face-offs won, 29 goals, 67 ground balls. So a little bit of everything for Wyatt and the Pirates. Cameron Napier, senior midfielder, long stick midfielder. So scored 20 goals, 50 ground balls, 52 assists. So for people not familiar with lacrosse, you have your midfielder, which is more of an attacking type of player. And then you have long stick midfielder, which kind of does a little bit of everything, play some defense, and so that's why they have the longer sticks, because they have a little bit more responsibility. But a good player nonetheless.
Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, moving over, Carter Geddes, a junior attack, 81 goals, 58 assists. This is his third time on the first team. He recently, and we talked about this before, he recently broke the Swansboro Pirate boys lacrosse scoring record for all-time goals. Broke it by his brother.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep,
Yeah,
held by his brother. So, like I said, Carter, a first-team All-Area player for the third straight team time. Jackson Simmons for Swansboro, a freshman, came out of the blue, 77 goals, 38 assists. So him and Carter were a good 1-2 punch for the Pirates. And then you have area boys player of the year, Dane Sparks, a senior. This is his second time on the first team All-Area team. 79 goals, 50 assists. As a junior, the year before, he's the one that scored the game-winning goal in the waning seconds in the state final. So his name will always be a part of Croatan boys lacrosse history, because of that. But a young man that didn't really play a lot early on in high school tenure, got better as a sophomore, became a really good player, and the historic player as a junior, and then graduated as the area player of the year.
and of course he is. And I hate that Dane couldn't join us. Planned on going to Averett University in the fall and playing lacrosse there. So.
Yep, and then a well-balanced second team. You have Nicholas, the goalkeeper for Petito for Northside, 238 saves. For the Monarchs. Excuse me. Defensively, you have sophomore Anthony Anderson, 94 ground balls. You have freshman William Glenn for Croatan. He's one of those young guys that has played for a while, and then came into high school and really held his own as a freshman. So Connor Mead, a junior defender for Swansboro, 45 ground balls. Xavier Borja, a junior midfielder for the Cardinals, 14 goals, 11 assists, 110 ground balls, and 134 faceoffs won. So he did a little bit of everything for Jacksonville.
He was a Swiss Army knife for Jacksonville. Yeah.
L.A. Morris for Jacksonville, sophomore midfielder, 9 goals, 4 assists, but 147 ground balls and 72 faceoffs won. So again, another one of those players that did a little bit of everything. Vincent Petito, senior midfielder, 33 goals, 10 assists, 41 ground balls for Northside.
Are those brothers right there?
Yes.
Nicholas. Okay, I'm making that assumption. Okay.
Yep. Jamarian Griffin for Jacksonville, junior long stick midfielder, 53 ground balls for the Cardinals. You have Croatan sophomore attack Caden Bradley, 42 goals, 23 assists, 38 ground balls. Again, one of those players that did a little bit of everything. Aiden Hart, junior attack. I think he's going to be contend for area player of the year next year. 33 goals, 29 assists, 77 ground balls. And then we have Logan Skipper on the second team for Jacksonville, senior attack, 40 goals, 28 assists, 51 ground balls. So a well balanced second team.
Awesome. And then we did, because just really a lot of really outstanding players, we do have a third team.
Yep. Do have a third team. Tyler Boyko for Jacksonville, sophomore goalkeeper, 161 saves. Landon Bari for Jacksonville, junior defender. Tally Lloyd, Jacksonville junior defender. And Carmelo Beasley, sophomore midfielder. Again, a little bit of everything that these three defenders brought. Beasley's preparing right now for his junior high school football season for the Pirates.
I was going to say I did not realize when I was putting this slide together, did not realize that Carmelo played lacrosse, because he's a heck of a wide receiver
Yep.
on the football team. He was all area first team.
Wide receiver. His father's
Yeah.
is Rodney Beasley, the head football coach of their Pirates. So yeah, there's some athletes in that
There's some
family.
athletes, yeah.
So Carmelo, Randall Scott for Swansboro, senior midfielder, 24 goals. Justin Turnigay, senior midfielder for Northside, 11 goals, but 56 ground balls. Luke Jordan, Croatan, sophomore midfielder, 21 goals and 28 ground balls. And Jake Brubaker for Croatan, sophomore attack, 40 goals, 23 assists. 34 ground balls. So he's going to be a player with Dane graduating. He's going to have a chance to step up. Eli Garcia, 44 goals, 60 assists, 69 ground balls. So a little bit of everything for the Monarchs. And then Jackson Miracle, a senior attack, 53 goals, 23 assists, 22 assists, and 58 ground balls. So Northside seemed to have a little bit of a lot of guys who scored, had assists, had ground balls. So played offense, defense. So that's probably one of the reasons why Northside was as good as they were, because they had a lot of players that did a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and great interview, by the way. We had Jackson on, Jackson Miracle, who's going to Mount Olive to play lacrosse. Eliza Garcia was also on the show, and then so was the kid from the first team. Can't remember what was his name. The kid from the first team. Let's
Drake.
No, Cameron Napier. Yeah, great kid, football player as well for Northside. Just great kids. And here you see it, of course, Dane Sparks. I'll let you talk about Dane and his player, the all area player of the year honors.
And that would have been that was when I interviewed Dane and Berkeley for both being Berkeley being girls area player of the year and Dane. You have Berkeley has a lot of personality and doesn't mind speaking the truth, and I think that's one thing we respect about her is that she says she's a beast on the field, and you don't want to get in her way off the field because she'll tell you the truth. You had Dane was a little bit more reserved, but not a big guy, a small guy, but was obviously really good because he's area player of the year. But he a little bit more, excuse me, a little bit more reserved off the field, but you put him with the other teammates, and he's a beast on the field. So congratulations to Dane. I think this is the umpteenth year that Croatan boys and girls are both both have the player of the year.
Yeah, great accolades for Croatan. Great accolades for Dane, and again, Berkeley is making it happen. So, any other discussion about the lacrosse segment now that we've covered the girls, we've covered the boys? Any other additional comments or thoughts to close out the show?
Well, we had Northside coach Philip Goldberg, the boys coach, couple months ago. He's also in charge of the Onslow Tribe.
Yeah, Onslow Tribe. That's right.
Club, and that's where it starts, and that's where I know Croatan Carteret has their own club, but that's where these kids are getting the fundamentals. We saw for many years in soccer. These kids are getting the fundamentals and getting the right coaching early on. So by the time they become freshmen and sophomores at the high school level, they already understand the rules. They understand the level it takes to become good. So that's why you're seeing somebody like Berkeley stand out as a freshman and sophomore, and other players stand out as underclassmen because they're coming in and they're dominating early.
Yeah, no longer are they coming in as freshmen and learning the game. They're coming in as freshmen and have played the game. Yeah, that's all.
So lacrosse is gonna continue to be a strong sport. Croatan, I think we still have a little ways to go before any girls or any boys team catches up with Croatan, but it's gonna happen eventually. Jacksonville boys is gonna continue playing at a high level. Northside is gonna continue playing at a high level. Swansboro girls is gonna try to catch up to Croatan girls. Berkeley and Nick Moore will try not to let that happen, but knowing Jamie the way we do, Jamie Sanchez, They want to be alpha dog and
Yeah.
the girls sooner than later.
And it's a great rivalry. Them being just the proximity to each other, just a great rivalry. So that's your 2026 all area lacrosse show and your all area lacrosse teams. Congratulations to every player on both the girls and the boys teams who earned a spot on that list today. This area continues to produce lacrosse talent again at a remarkable level, and what you saw on those rosters is proof of that work. A special hand, obviously, to Berkeley and Dane, the 2026 Players of the Year. 2 Cougars, 2 awards, 1 program that continues to set the standard in our community. Berkeley is just getting started. 2 more years at Croatan, and Dane closes out one of the great careers the Cougar Boys program has seen. He's heading to Averett University to write the next chapter. From state champion to regional finalist, from freshmen stepping into the spotlight to seniors leaving a legacy, this was a special lacrosse season in our area. For Chris Miller, I'm Steve Goodson. Thank you for watching Down East Prep Report. We'll see you next time.